Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly meeting of the Phrancko Sweater Knitters. And looks like we've got a pretty large gathering today. Happy to see some of you returning that have missed a bit. I'm not going to name names.
But he wrote them down.
We take attendance. Hi, Joellen.
Hi.
Hi, Sumi.
Hi.
Hi, Serena.
Hello.
Hi, Jenny.
Hello.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
Hi, Will.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Judith. Hi, Karen.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Sidra.
Frank.
And hi, Cindy.
Hi, Frank.
How's everyone doing?
Good.
Good.
Good. Only lost power for a couple of hours during the hurricane last week.
Oh,
Crazy
Oh.
that you got it.
Power went out just before bed and it came back on at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So
oh.
Wow.
no big deal.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Did
Got
you
a
have
lot
any
of rain?
flooding?
No.
Oh, good.
Good for you. What you worry about?
The alarms off when it came back on again.
What was that?
That?
Did it set the alarms off in your house when it came
Oh,
back
yeah.
on again?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We were all asleep and then everything turned on all at once and we had to get up and shut it all off. Yeah. So we weren't particularly rested the next morning, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a luxury problem. That's what
That's
that
right.
is.
Yes.
I only had one incident with a hurricane when I used to live in Pennsylvania, but just about 3 hours from the Maryland coast.
Yeah.
And it hit on the Maryland coast and we lost power for 5 days.
Wow.
And 5 days, and I called and I went to live someplace else for a couple of days because, you couldn't do anything. So I called, but I came back to the house and I said, when are we going to get our electric on? And she said, oh, there's only 5 houses on your line. You guys are about the last people to get power.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was horrible. And orange sherbet had dribbled out the freezer all the way down.
Oh, gosh.
Well, and if
What a
there's no
mess.
electricity, you can't knit at night hardly unless you have like
It's
some
true.
kind of a lamp or something. So it ruins everything.
yeah.
If I can't knit, what am I good for?
Right. What am I gonna do?
We lose power frequently here.
Yeah.
And so I have those little LED lamps. They look like just a little tiny desk lamp, but
Yeah,
they're plug-in with like the little power cord for your phone or whatever. So I
Oh,
keep them
nice.
all charged up. So when the power goes out, each one is like 3 or 4 hours of light that I can knit because I can't stand to not knit.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we have those
3 of them.
hurricane
I have
camp
3 of them. I have 3 of them.
canisters
Mhm.
that you
Mhm.
turn and it opens up to be a
Mhm,
light.
mhm.
And I have like 6 of them. So I grew up on a fishing boat. So we frequently would lose power just because it ran out,
Right.
You charge up all your generators and then you run out. So I just kind of got used to that.
Huh.
So yeah, I was worried about you over there. Well, with all that water you're not used to.
Yeah, that was a bunch.
Yeah, we were fine.
That's good.
Yeah.
This
Did you
year
have
my
any
flower boxes were mushrooms, literally mushrooms, because we've had no sun this year.
All the water.
It just hasn't been sunny. It just
Yeah.
awful. So wet and so cool, and everyone else is cooking and they're having a hot summer.
Mm-hmm.
Not us in New England.
Frank,
I don't
did
think-
you have any problem getting back last
Hmm?
week?
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
no, it was fine.
Well, that's good. Because the roads could have been pretty bad.
Yeah, I was concerned about it. I left early Sunday morning because I didn't know how quickly the hurricane would get up to Northern California. Turned out it didn't get to Northern California. It went farther east. So it went through the middle of the state and, of course, through San Diego and Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And so I was north of San Francisco and I drove 2.5 hours back to get home. And I had a really nice visit with my friend. We played racquetball. He's an expert at racquetball and he's actually teaches racquetball. So I got 2 free lessons. It was great. I don't mean
There you go.
racquetball, I mean pickleball. I always get
Oh,
Pickleball.
pickleball. Yeah.
years ago I played racquetball. So now I play pickleball and use the wrong term.
Good for you.
Is it like badminton, pickleball?
It's a cross between badminton and ping pong and
Tennis.
a little tennis.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah, it looks like so
It's
much fun.
not nearly as strenuous as tennis. That's why it's accessible to people of all ages.
But just about as much fun without quite the energy.
Yeah, it's great.
I misheard you. I didn't realise you said tennis. I thought you said chess.
Oh,
I'm thinking, well, that's a brilliant combination of games to play.
Well, that's a lot of thinking going on there.
yeah, there's a lot of strategy involved. So it's like chess.
So there's strategy, and so do you hit the queen or the king, or do you just hit the pawns?
It's funny.
Oh.
Okay, I have Phrancko Sweater questions.
Okay, what have you got?
So I have started the hoodie.
Yay, finally.
So don't want to quiz you on your hoodie pattern, okay? But I'm here, right? So I join my
Okay.
shoulders, I pick them up,
Good.
Perfect.
right?
Okay.
Beautiful.
But then now you get this front where the hoodie comes and
Yeah.
it's going to overlap, right?
Right.
And then go, that's where you pick up to make the hood.
Yeah.
So-
I'm trying to remember how I did that. I think you do a provisional cast on of a few stitches across the front, right?
I think so.
And those overlap eventually.
Yeah, I think so.
You haven't gotten to that step yet.
No.
Okay.
Now, I'm following your pattern, not the Phrancko.
Okay.
So when I do my Phrancko pattern, I only get one size and it's my size.
Uh-huh.
This pattern, it goes small, medium, large, 1XL, and then it's inclusively sized up. And it's got, I think, a smaller size too. So
Yeah, it's got
When I have my-
excess, extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, 2X, 3X, 4X, and 5X.
right, which I've got it that I'm doing the large
Okay.
because I just wanted to. And my beginning of round marker, so here's where my sweater
Okay.
is the green marker here,
Okay. I think that's
right? Because
That's
this
right.
is the front right shoulder.
yes.
This is now where I move my beginning of round marker.
Okay.
Correct.
You threw me a little bit because as I'm doing the front, I now have to knit the first 5 stitches
What?
on your pattern on a both because you're doing a garter stitch edge, I guess.
Uh-huh. Right.
Right. So my only 4 markers are on the 4 sleeve caps. When do I because now it says go into front neck. So I do my front shoulders. And then I do all sizes, right? So then it says front neck shaping and sleeve caps. On the front neck shaping, when do I, so it says neck joining, slip beginning of round marker. So every beginning of round, you start here on the
No.
instructions?
Okay, let me bring up my own copy of the instructions and see if I can see where you are and what it says. It's been a while since I wrote that and I can't remember
Yes, it is.
the steps.
That's why I didn't want to quiz you on the steps, like,
No,
because
but I have the pattern. What's it called? Hoodie. No. What hood? What's it called? Plain and simple hoodie. There it
plain
is.
and simple hoodie. Yeah.
And
So I'm pretty new into it because I just joined it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go to that New York Woolen Fiber Festival in
Rhinebeck?
September.
Rhinebeck?
Rhinebeck. Yeah.
Ooh, it's so cool. I'm
Yeah, I'm
jealous.
excited. So I was gonna wear the Phrancko hoodie there. Because it's to be perfect.
Yeah.
So how many days do you have to finish this?
I mean, honestly, after I get through this, I mean, I honestly think this pattern is only gonna take about 3 weeks.
Oh, okay. You have weeks. Oh, you can do it in a week.
Yeah, I have weeks.
Okay. I didn't know if you only had a couple of days. The way you were
No,
talking.
I have weeks. I can get it done. Because like Phrancko stockinette patterns, they just knit so fast. It's part of why I
They
like
do.
doing them,
They do.
right? It is, and it's why I like doing them. They're easy, they fit, and you just 3 weeks you got a sweater. So where I'm at is not understanding the front neck shaping.
Mhm.
Where it says slip the beginning of marker, work sleeve cap shaping, which that's fine, as outlined below. That's fine. But you start the garter.
okay, I now have the pattern in front of me. Read a line so I know which line we're talking about. I see front shoulders, right?
Yeah.
The title front shoulders. You're somewhere around there.
I am below that. So let me get
Okay,
to-
below that. Then
So,
there's the title that says sizes medium, large, 1X. So
yeah.
on
so
the
it's
right
next
front,
page.
pick up, wrap and turn. Oh, no, purl. You're doing large, purl 10, picking up wrap and turn, knit to neck edge. On left
Yep, all
front,
done. And then
you've
see the
done
front
that.
neck shaping and sleeve caps. I've got my sleeve caps all done and picked up already.
Wait, where? All
I've got the
sizes?
sleeve- Yeah, I think so. Let me see. All
Under the-
sizes on right, purl wraps, knit to end of on left shoulder. 6 rows done. Front neck, so I'm done all that page.
Oh, you've done that. Okay.
Yeah. So you place the beginning of round marker and then you pick up 13.
Where
Because
do,
I'm
where
on
do
the
you
large
see
side.
that? Wait. We got to slow down. I got to do it line by line. So after you work
Right.
6 rows, next row on front left shoulder, purl to neck edge. Then using crochet provisional cast on 15 stitches under the left needle, place placket marker. Did you do that?
That's where I got lost.
Okay, so the last line you did is work 6 rows of stockinette stitch on both front shoulders?
Oh no, I'm knitting backwards right now because that's where my problem is. So
I don't know where you are.
On the
Which
next
line are
row,
you working on?
well, where I need to be is on the front right shoulder, knit to neck edge, use provisional cast on.
Yes.
Cast on 15 stitches onto the left needle.
Yeah.
Place a placket marker.
And
And
purl
knit
the
the
cast
cast-
on stitches. And purl the cast on stitches.
Okay,
So you're ready to cast on, right?
well, I'm ready to cast on because I'm gonna back this out again. 'cause that was
Okay,
my
wait.
question.
All right. You said you were at the beginning of round, which is at the front left shoulder.
Correct.
And this line starts there. Next row, it says, next row, colon, on front left shoulder. Is that where you are?
That's where I need to go back to because I messed up and I didn't put my marker after the crochet provisional cast on.
Oh, well,
I'm not
you can
quite
just
sure.
count 15 stitches that you cast on.
Right, so I'm wondering if I can just get back to these. So you're gonna have a stitch marker at here, 15 stitches in.
Uh-huh.
Is that where your placard is?
It is, you haven't cast on the stitches.
I did, they're right here.
Oh, you have cast on, you've done the provisional cast ons.
I did it as a cable cast, so I'm gonna back it out and do it as provisional next time. Because I got lost with where to put my stitch markers.
Oh, well, if you do it phrase by phrase, it'll end up in the right place.
Yeah,
So you purl to the neck edge, you cast on 15 stitches onto the left needle, but then you purl those stitches.
I purl them back.
But before you purl them, you place a marker on the right needle. Then you purl the cast on stitches. So the marker is just marking those stitches that have been cast on.
So, but it's right, so it's gonna be between the shoulder and the neck edge. That's where the
That's right.
marker is gonna be.
That's
That's
right.
okay. So then now I'm back on track. Okay,
Okay.
that's where I got lost. I couldn't put my brain around how the heck do I get this marker in there? Because after I cast on the stitches, the marker wanted to be in the middle, and that doesn't make sense.
No, you're about to purl you're casting on. Remember, it's a provisional cast on. So you cast
Right.
on to the left needle. And then you place a marker on the right needle and then purl the cast on stitches. So that's how the
okay,
marker gets
I get
put in the right place.
Yeah,
If you cast it on a different way, you might have cast it on to the right needle, and then it's hard to figure out where to put and you also can't then work in
that's
the
what
other
I did. I thought, oh, let me do a cable cast and it'd get all wrecked. And I'm
No,
like,
it's
no,
that won't work.
no, it didn't. Just so you know, it didn't work.
So how much do you have to go back?
Not much.
Okay.
A couple rows, like literally,
Oh.
I need to go back 2 rows.
Oh,
Okay.
that's more than I would hope, but okay.
Well, I just kept going because
I see.
I'm a mindless knitter. I just knit. That's
Right.
what I do, and yeah,
You just kept going.
just
So-
kept going.
So I got a question. Why do you use a provisional cast on there? Because that's for the
Let me think. Oh, because that's part of the ribbing around the hood, but you actually work the ribbing in both directions from those cast on stitches.
Okay, I got it.
So first you're going to work them down to the point where they meet and get knitted together. And then later you're going to come back and pick up that provisional cast on and all the stitches around the neck, and you're going to work the hood. And those stitches will be the beginning of the ribbing for the hood.
So I was going to try because I would love to put a drawstring through your hood. I was going to try to put on a drawstring placard.
Yeah, well, then things are going to change a lot.
Right, but I could do that also as an afterthought. That doesn't have to be done at the same time.
As a matter of fact, you could, well, it depends on how you want it to look, I guess, what stitch you would use. But to put a drawstring, would you use like a tubular cast off or something like that?
I would just put it like,
Well,
No,
wait.
you,
No, I said that wrong. Those stitches on the outside of the hood are
Yeah.
not, they are not cast off. They are the selvage edge of
right,
these things. So
Yeah.
I don't know how you, unless you want to pick up stitches and then
I
knit a
would
tube
pick
there.
up, pick up stitches, purlwise. And then I would do like a sewn hem to do
I
the,
see.
pull the drawstring through.
Yeah.
So probably just 3 rows of sewn hem to pull the drawstring through.
What's a sewn hem?
So,
That's the hem that I use. Is that right?
yeah, you
No.
just make a hem and you just sew the stitch by
Oh,
stitch. So now
okay.
you create the tube because you got a sewn hem inside your hood.
Like
Okay.
a facing. It's kind of like a facing.
Yeah, like a face.
Mhm.
So
I thought about just attaching 2 strings to the appropriate place on the neck and having them hang down. But I didn't think that would look too good. But hoodies
Yeah.
always have the strings and nobody ties them, it seems. But you see anybody wearing a hoodie and the 2 strings are hanging down below their chin almost always.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I made a hoodie that had a drawstring in it. It was a Martin Story pattern.
Uh-huh.
It's my fishbone sweater. That has a drawstring through it.
Yeah.
It was pretty easy. It was
Well,
just
it turns out with this garter stitch edge, that draws the outer edge in and it kind of hugs your face without a drawstring, which is why
Yeah.
it worked without a drawstring.
well, and I kind of like the garter stitch edge, so I was debating. They'll probably, who knows?
Could you knit like an applied I cord on the edge afterwards and run a string through the I cord as you knit it on?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's an idea.
Mhm.
okay. It's a lot of I cord.
You can never have too much I cord.
That would probably take you another day or two, Sumner.
I know, that's a lot of I cord. I need
Is
one of
too
those.
much I
little-
cord, like too much cowbell?
Yeah, you know those little French knitting clowns that you
Yeah.
get when you're a kid and you make the I cord with? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd get one of those.
You need to do it on as an edging though, don't you? You know, pick up and actually knit it on to the edge. Do you know what I mean?
I do. I don't know if I'm that good at it, that it would look good.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Well, Judith, are we ready to talk about the yoked sweater?
Yes.
What's the update?
It's been an interesting week. Let me spotlight us so we can have a conversation.
You want me to transfer my stitches on a thread so I could try it on even if I did not yet split for the sleeves?
If you can do that, that would be great.
If you can talk for 5 minutes, I can do that.
I can't talk for 5 minutes. I don't have that much to show.
I just have to find my tool. And I'll do that.
So here's what happened this week. The last iteration of the yoke looked pretty good, but it still had some minor issues of rippling across the upper chest. And I decided to change the program's algorithm somewhat, and I messed up the program, and it took me almost a week to get it back working again. So I asked Judith to put everything on hold while I worked on it. I worked on it all day, every day for 5 days, I think, before I finally started getting a pattern out of it again. And then once I did, with all the changes I put in, the pattern turned out to be almost exactly the same. So
No.
Yes, it's not that different.
it's a
but,
few stitches
you know,
different, but the few
Yeah.
stitches different might make the right amount of difference. And Judith is working on a yoke. She has fewer stitches than I do because she's smaller than I am. And she's also not doing it in color, as she pointed out to me. So
No, not
we
yet.
started at the same time, and she has almost all the way down to her sleeves. And this is how much I've done.
Yeah, well, more stitches and 2 colors. It makes a big difference.
So I can at least show you what I've got, except it's hard to see because it curls up at the neck.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
fun.
Ooh,
So all you can
Those
really
colors
see
are
is
nice
some of the
together.
color work.
Yeah.
it's nice together.
Very pretty.
But I can't tell whether it's going to fit or not, or what it's going to do, but I just don't have enough. So this is the big test when Judith gets the thread put through her stitches.
I'm almost there.
Well, but Frank, you know that always everybody that knits a Phrancko sweater at the beginning, they think it won't fit.
Yes, I
They think that
know.
the shoulders can't possibly fit. That's the most common thing that we hear from people.
That's right. Though since this is such a different architecture, I'm really struggling to get it right, at least right mathematically, and then does it actually translate into a wearable sweater?
So we're doing it live, Frank?
Yes, we're doing it live.
I haven't tried it since I started. I wanted to have a better.
I know you told me you wanted to get down to the splitting off of the sleeves, but
Yeah.
you
But
didn't
it
quite
looks
make it.
nicer. Of course, it's not blocked, but it looks nicer than the other one. I'll show you.
Okay.
And of course, I have not knit the neckband yet. Hold on, I have an open stitch marker. Okay. So.
Okay, I'm going to remove me from the spotlight so you're made larger.
Well, that whole box
I
is probably
appreciate that so much.
Every woman wants to hear that, don't they, Judith?
Hold on. I
Oh,
can't.
yeah, that's fitting good.
So these are the sleeves. Okay. What can I do to? Whoops.
I think there's one issue that everything on Judith looks good. So
That is true. That is true.
Sorry, I missed that.
I said it's hard to tell how that looks because everything on you looks good.
Okay, no, but see,
Look,
it
looked
looks
like
better than.
it is fitting better, isn't it? Oh boy. And when you add the neckline, it's going to pull in all that curling around there.
Yes.
Let me try the other one quickly so you can see, so everyone can see the difference. This is my short rows. No.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
See, and this one is steam blocked, but doesn't come
Yeah, that
up
one
as
has
nice.
the extra fabric, you can tell, and the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one just has a little bit of extra fabric.
So that's good news, Frank, isn't it?
It's good news. We're going to go with this one for now. And
Yeah.
I think we're safe.
Do you want me to complete this, or because I wanted to make one with colors like we talked at the beginning. So should I finish this one before I start another one with color pattern, or should I?
I think you can do it. Whatever you want to do is fine with me.
Okay.
You can abandon that and go to the color one if you'd rather do that.
Okay, I'm still gonna split for the sleeves to make sure that.
Yeah,
I'm pretty. I'm pretty optimistic. That looks nice.
Oh,
Mhm,
great.
It does.
I'm great.
So the difference you made on the last row of front back increases can I talk about that? Yes.
Yes. That's right.
So by doing the increases a little further away from the stitch marker, I
Mhm.
guess it does make a difference. And that's why yesterday I was knitting and then I noticed it's not that much difference. And I realized that I forgot to do that simple step. So I could not leave it like this. I had to rip it back and do it properly. So,
Oh, good.
Yay.
Yes.
So happy.
What she's referring to is the yoke, part, which just goes out to the outer shoulders. If you want to divide it into 3 sections on the front and 3 sections on the back, it tells you place markers. Is it 3 sections? Yes. Yes. Place 2 markers in a certain location and then do increases on both sides of those markers on the rows where increases happen. And they happen, what, every 3rd or 4th row or something like that?
Yeah.
So every 3rd or 4th
row,
row, you add 6 increases by doing 1 at the shoulder and 2 on each of the markers and then 1 on the other shoulder. But when you get to the last round that is increased, I changed it so that instead of putting the increases next to the marker, I put them 2 straight stitches away from the marker on both sides. So you have are we talking about increases or decreases?
We're talking about increases.
Increases.
Yes.
I see. I get confused in my own head which
Well.
section we're on. But yes, this is the increases. The final round of increases that's on the outer rim of the yoke. Instead of putting the increases next to the marker, you put 2 stitches on either side of the marker and the increases outside that. So you basically do an increase, knit 2, slip the marker, knit 2, do the other increase. And by doing that on the last row, it spreads the fabric out at the point where the increases stop. And I did samples. I think that's what this is.
Yes. Oh, that would be nice if you can
Yeah.
show the pictures you showed me.
Where is it? I can't find anything today. There. Okay, so here's a sample of what it looked like if you don't do that special increase at the end. Here's the increase line, and then it ends right here. And there's ripples on either side of that. You can see here and here. It's hard for me to point.
Yeah.
But you can see the ripples there. And this is the exact same swatch, except on the last increase, the same increases are done down the center, and it ends here, but the last 2 increases are a few stitches away from the center mark, and it just flattened it right out. So the pattern doesn't know every size which one is the last one. So it simply says in a comment, you can put the stitches here on each side of the marker, but on the last row, you should knit it with them farther from the marker. And I give examples of what that would look like in instructions.
And that kind of, when you did that, it looks like it changed the shape from like a bell shape a little bit to make that lay flat. You had to change the shape a little bit by what you're speaking of right that area, right?
Well, they're pretty much the same shape.
Are they? I thought the one in your right hand, I think it is.
This is my right hand?
Yeah. It was puckering there, is that not correct?
Yeah, the puckering is what I'm trying to solve.
Right, and then now the one in your left hand, what you did is you changed that shape a little bit so that you didn't have that pucker. That's what I was
Yes,
talking about.
just right here is where I changed,
Yeah,
did
you're
something a
able-
little
that's
different, that's all.
solved. Yeah.
And so the
Yeah.
puckering got solved.
That little bit of shaping got rid of the drag lines, which is what that's called, and
Oui.
so on. When those
Yes.
lines
Drag
go
lines?
down
Oh.
like that. Drag lines, yeah. Mhm.
I didn't know that.
I thought that's what you had when you woke up.
No, those are pillow lines. Those are
Oh.
not drag lines.
Or mascara lines.
So that's the update on the sweater. I think it's going to work. I think we're going to have a new construction, and I'm really excited about it.
Yay.
Yeah.
And
So-
and now that I know how many rows I have and how many stitches I have between each arm decreases or increases, I can figure out a color pattern, I hope. I have
Yes.
to sit down and think about that, but that's probably the exercise you did yourself.
What?
The not exercise in English would be you probably did figure it out yourself for what you're doing right now, knowing the number of rows and stitches you have to
Yes.
figure out where your
Color
increases
pattern.
will be placed between your color stitch pattern.
Right. I've thought about the increases in the yoke, and they can actually be moved around a lot. Yeah, I mean, if you want to get creative with where you place the increases, I only suggest two possibilities. One is to divide the front into 3 sections, and the other is to put them in random locations scattered across the yoke so that it's all just one cohesive fabric. And you can do that. You can also do more things like add up the number of increases and put them all, a whole bunch on one row, and then have a whole band that is all the same size, and then a row that collects all the increases that you skipped in that band. And that's very similar to what other yoke patterns do, where you do some stuff in a pattern, and then there's one round where they add a lot of increases, and then they do another couple of inches. In fact, we were studying Ann Budd's approach. Judith pointed it out to me. I have a sad story about that, but anyway, I realized she only does 3 increase rounds, and each one has a lot of increases in it. And she says she got that from Elizabeth Zimmerman's suggestions. So there are a lot of different ways to do the increases, and I'm just trying. I give you a pattern that lets you figure out how many increases you need. And once you've done all the increases out to the shoulder, then you really need to do the decreases where I say to do them, because they go down the sides, and that's another part of the calculation. It turns this arc into straight across rounds by the time you get to the bottom of your sleeve cap.
The Icelandic, there's Icelandic Lopi magazines. And my girlfriend brings me back those from Iceland.
Oh yeah.
And I've looked at their patterns, and they do 5 rounds. For adult patterns, they do the decreases, because it's almost always bottom up.
I see.
Yokes, and they do it in 5 bands, just like you were talking about. But the ratio's always the same. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I put in KnitWiz for the yoked sweater. But I don't have one like yours where, it's like a Phrancko.
Right.
But anyway, that's another way to look at it that's how they do all their color work designs, and they plan out decreases for these
Right.
particular spots in their color work. Kind of interesting.
I think as people get familiar with the yoke that is specified in the pattern, they'll be able to figure out, oh, this isn't where it's not a hard rule where the increases are. The hard rule is how many increases to put in at what rate. So that makes it easier to create a pattern that is more flexible.
Yeah.
Also, the way I do them is I put increases on the front of the shoulder and the back of the shoulder on both sides, and it makes like a saddle across the shoulder.
Oh,
So the actual, if you knit it exactly the way the pattern says, you'll get saddle shoulders and 3 panels across the front and 3 panels across the back, which is different than most yoke patterns. And I think it will lend itself to some really creative designs. But you could also just ignore all of those instructions as long as you do the right number of increases at the right time. You can put them anywhere you want. So you don't even have to have that saddle shoulder on both sides.
fun with swatching.
That's right.
Well, I have something to show.
All right.
Hey,
I have been working on this new technique I found. Tech Knitting came up with it for, she calls it an infinite loop technique for intarsia.
Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful.
This is going to be the back of my Phrancko. Well, that motif will be right on the back.
Oh, my
And then-
goodness.
And then once you get down a certain amount, which I haven't calculated yet how far, then I'll have it start, and then these stripes will be vertical. It's vertical intarsia, and then they'll grow out a little bit, so it'll make like an A-line or swing type sweater. This will be a cardigan, and I'll do another one like in red and orange and gold for a pullover. This is 4 colors.
That's great. Let me see the back of it.
Oh, it's kind of messy. It's my first attempt.
No, it's all right.
E for
But
effort.
you can really see it's intarsia. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
great.
see.
Is it garter stitch? Or some
no,
other
this is actually called, Cindy, I looked up the name. It's called
Oh, good.
slip stitch weave, the fabric.
See, there's
And it's in
two different colors in the
Oh.
fabric. See,
Oh.
you can see it's kind of more greeny and a blue.
Oh,
Yeah.
You have the really navy for the
Those are the
design.
colors.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
and how do you call it again?
The pattern for the background is called a slip stitch weave. And then this is she called that a Bowen circle or Bowen motif or something. Anyway, it's a Celtic Bowen cross.
And whose design was that?
The Bowen cross, the way she does it is,
Who is she? That's my question. Who is the she you're talking
I
about?
don't know her name. It's
Oh,
Tech Knitting. It's her. She doesn't have a name. She doesn't release her name.
oh,
So her blog
she's-
is Tech Knitting, and you
Tech
can
Knitting.
find
tech knitting. Oh, I see.
It's
so what
really
she
great.
does is she takes, it's pretty much one of my favorite, hers and sock petition. But anyway, she takes 1/2, and you know how you bring up the 2 halves like this.
Hmm.
So you put them on bobby pins at the top, and then you take a crochet hook and work 1/2 down the other way, so that the circle actually does this.
Wow.
Wow.
And the head to head's hidden behind here.
The what's hidden?
Well, the where the 2 points come together,
Oh, I see.
hidden behind.
Wow.
There's a big knot right there.
So it's almost like an applique, or no?
No, it's intarsia.
Really?
Mhm.
That's impressive. Is that a blog, Tech Knitting, or is it?
Tech Knitting is a blog. I'll put it
Well,
in.
I'm
the
gonna
chat.
I'll have to.
Yeah,
look that
put it
up.
in the
That is
chat.
I'll put it
amazing.
in the chat because it's a blogspot or whatever. Give me a sec.
She's really
I'm-
great. She's got a whole series on short rows that's really great, and on increases. In fact, she has a slip knit variation that I use all the time now because it's so neat.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Great. And for
Yeah,
the benefit of people who might be viewing this after the fact, when people put links into the chat, I always add them to the description under the video so you don't lose the information.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, she's been blogging for years. I don't know, 2008 maybe?
Wow.
But she goes really in depth into an issue, and she doesn't like blog on a regular basis, which is fine. So I just happened upon it when I was catching up, and I thought, oh, I know exactly what to do with that.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So-
great.
Phrancko, what blog, because I can certainly start putting this sweater in my progress in, like, we went on Ravelry?
Oh, if you go to Ravelry and are you a member of the Phrancko forum?
I think so.
I'll
I'll put it in your forum.
Yeah, put it in my forum. There's one for pictures.
Okay.
Let me see.
And I can upload pictures of it, because of course, I love the construction of the pullover. It's a little bit almost a hybrid of your V-neck and a crew neck to get your cross, except for the provisional cast, which is what I'm going to be getting to. But once I started, I think that the progress would be nice to see for people, how easy it is to make. And then you don't have your Phrancko hoodie on your website, right?
On my
I just got it
website?
I got your Phrancko hoodie out of the.
Oh, no, I did not put the hoodie on the website.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't do it in so that it can be multiple sizes. I mean, the programmable sizes. But my idea was, if somebody wants a Phrancko hoodie, they could create a Phrancko crew neck and then use the instructions from Cast On Magazine to work the hood. All you have to do is modify the number of stitches around the neck. Oh, and do the neckline in the front the way that the instructions say in the pattern.
Right, with the placard, right?
Yeah.
So
now I'm also going to put a link to the Phrancko Sweater Knitters forum in the chat.
okay.
And so,
but I can get to that on Ravelry. I know I'm in it.
Okay. So anyway, it's in chat, and there are a number of topics that are standard, and you can add new ones, but one of them is pictures. And people used to post a lot of pictures in there. Nobody's posted anything for 3 months. In fact, this used to be a very active forum, and then all of a sudden, 3 months ago, people stopped posting in it.
Yeah, it became 100 degrees out.
Everybody went on summer vacation.
Everyone started knitting Argyle socks, damn it.
By the way,
Cindy.
speaking of vacation, I'm going away next weekend and I won't be able to be in the meeting. But I'm going to leave it so that the meeting will automatically record to the cloud. And so if you all show up, you'll still get recorded. But from the moment you log in, you'll be recorded.
Sounds
Okay.
risky.
And I will edit out extraneous time
So I
spent
have
in
to
the
be
beginning.
good.
If somebody comes in 10 minutes early and just is sitting here, that won't be a part of the recording. I will edit that out.
Pardon me. Made me cough.
But I'm really excited. I'm going to Cedar Point Amusement Park near Cleveland, where they have 18 roller coasters.
Yeah.
My cousin has worked there for years, and he's in charge of safety and security. His name
Really?
is
Oh, isn't that
Ken.
fun?
His name is Ken Berryhill.
Well, if I get in trouble,
So if you get in trouble or you need help, you tell them
Cindy
that you
said,
know Cindy and you want to talk to Ken Berryhill. He'll
okay,
take care of you.
all right.
It's a great place. It truly, truly is.
That's fun.
So,
For
so you
roller
like
coasters.
roller coasters, Frank?
I do.
evidently.
I've always enjoyed amusement parks and especially roller coasters.
It doesn't give you headaches or
No,
well,
Whiplash.
maybe I should try.
Frank, have you ever been to Hershey Park?
no. Where's that?
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Hershey Park is such a good roller coaster park. They had the first double loop in the country.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
it's
this-
great.
Oh, I love it.
When I worked for Harley Davidson, we'd go every single year.
Yeah. And they've got the
They
antique car
closed the whole
museum.
park for Harley Davidson.
Wow,
It was just us all day long.
Oh, how
what a
nice.
treat.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
I've been like 3 times. Now, yeah, also it's Hershey
Well,
chocolate.
I'll have to put that on my list.
You put it on your
to go to.
the chocolate is amazing. The chocolate rooms are amazing. So much fun.
Do you
Yeah.
And it was
prefer
interesting to tour the factory.
Do you prefer the wooden roller coasters?
No, I
Um,
don't.
I used to like the Cyclone, but yeah, I would prefer steel these days.
Have you ever been to Disney World and gone to Splash Mountain? Where you go to that thing at the top?
Oh yeah, nuts.
That's my favorite.
That's a good
my-
roller coaster.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't like those mini ones that have those really right corners, or they'll feel like you're gonna buck it right out the corner.
Yeah.
I don't care for those.
No.
I wanted to tell Serena, she accidentally, I think, gave me such a wonderful idea, or maybe she did it on purpose, and I figured it out. But I started making a little Phrancko for a grandson, and it was, following your little video. And while you're speaking about the video, you call this something like a sampler swatch. And then the other day you said, I don't understand why some people, they don't make a whole bunch of the same pattern, because once you make it, you know so much more, and then you make it so much better the next time. So putting those two ideas together, I came up with, this is my swatch. And I like, it's instead of, I don't know why it's hard for me to make a square, and it just drives me crazy. But doing this, you practice all these things, and you see how your yarn's going to look. If your needles are working, then you just make enough to where you can count your rows and stitches, and you have your swatch and your sweater begun. So
That's true.
ingenious.
I thought it was,
Well-
and I'll give you the credit, because that's where the ideas brought to life. I was watching you.
Well, it's a lot more interesting. I mean, doing the Phrancko set in sleeve method. It's fascinating because you got to concentrate.
Yeah, and I really liked the idea of, I'd gotten this thread and I was unhappy, blah, blah, blah. It's too big, too small, too stretchy, I don't know. And I'll just I'll follow her and I'll have this little sample. And I thought, well, this is going to work for a sweater. I'll just keep going.
That's hilarious.
Sidra, I'm going to publish a newsletter when I'm ready to announce this sweater pattern. The yoked pattern is on the website, which will probably be in about a month.
Okay.
And I wonder if you still would be interested in being the featured knitter in the newsletter.
Oh, you did mine already.
What's that?
Oh, you did mine already.
I never published it.
Oh.
We got all ready to go. And then I just kept procrastinating, and I haven't put out a newsletter in a year and a half.
Kidding me.
I need to do newsletters, just to keep the name out there and get people coming to the website and stuff. And I know you've knitted several more sweaters since you last sent me the pictures. So if you could send me some more pictures, I would be.
I don't know if I've done any more of your sweaters.
I think you have. I think you've done at least one, if not two.
Okay, I'll send pictures of what I've got.
Okay.
Who was doing the seaside tea that we were talking about a couple of weeks ago?
The who?
The seaside tea. Do you remember we were
Oh.
talking about somebody had seen?
Rana.
Oh, Rana.
Oh, was it
wondering how
Rana?
it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Rana has missed a couple of weeks. See, we take attendance. Wonder where Rana is. When somebody shows up every time for over a year and then suddenly they're not here, it's like, what happened?
Yeah.
Are they in trouble? Is there a problem?
Was she in the path of the storm?
Oh, I hope not.
I can't remember if she's on the West Coast or not.
Somewhere on the West Coast.
Seemed like.
Well, who else has something to share in the last couple of minutes? Somebody must have something.
Well, I guess I could share Kathy's knit-along sweater. Let's see if I can get it.
Woo,
Wow.
Wow.
that's wonderful.
So I just separated for the sleeves, so.
Oh, that's great.
At the bottom, there'll be a lace panel at the bottom of the sweater body and at the bottom of the sleeves.
Oh,
And would you like us to, we can put your form in the knit along too, Frank, and people can post photos there if you like.
oh, yes, I'd love that.
Okay.
Great.
Cool.
Because that sweater has the Phrancko seamless
Yes.
set in sleeve
Yes.
construction also,
Yes.
right? Yeah. Yeah, that's so cool. It's interesting seeing it with the pattern going down. So much I think about patterns going across,
Yeah.
but doing it with kind of like the stripes down like that, that's really, really cool.
It is.
It's very lovely.
I think this is like a very classic look.
It is a very classic look.
That would be flattering on men and women. So I think it would be a good pattern in general. I think, vertical stripes are so flattering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how high will your
and-
neck come?
Well,
What on this one, what I'm going to do is pick up and then continue the pattern, and then have one lace band at the very top, and then it'll fold over, so like a turtleneck, but a loose turtleneck.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Sounds pretty.
And when is that going to be, Kathy?
Tomorrow?
The knit along, it
Yeah.
starts September 11th, and the patterns will be available September 1st. There'll be a cardigan and a pullover in that particular pattern that Serena's doing, and then the advanced slow knitting. You can work along with me.
Those are
Because
for
it's taking
Sidra
a while.
and Jenny and people. Oh, Sumner could do one like that too. He knits fast.
Not that one.
Yeah. So September 11th, you want me to send it to you?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a link on, I have a landing page now on the website for the knit along. I'll find it. It's 4:30, but I can find it real quick.
Is that a long sleeve?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I guess it could be whatever you want, huh?
It certainly could. It could be whatever you want.
Kind of like it.
All right. Little longs. Here we are. Okay, this is the link.
Okay, you're going to put it in chat.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
Okay.
Great.
I will make sure that's in the description of the video, below the video when I post it.
Thank you.
And put your forum link in too. Then people can
Yes, I will do that.
can use it.
Right.
No, I think I already have it somewhere.
Well, it is that time, and we've had another fun meeting. So I guess we'll have to say goodbye, and I'll say goodbye for 2 weeks. And I hope you all enjoy yourselves next week.
We'll expect a picture from you coming headed down the fair.
Oh, yeah. Send a picture.
I don't know if I'll be taking
Yeah.
any pictures. I'll
Be
be
like
They're coming down, so make sure they're professional ones.
I think they do have a place for two where
Yeah.
where you can sign up to get your picture taken.
Yes,
when
there is
you're going
there is
to the-
that.
Yeah, that would be very. We would love to see that, Frank.
Okay. I'll see if I can make that happen.
Okay.
Have
Well,
fun.
thank you, everybody.
Yes.
We'll see you soon.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye.